A schema is creature offered to promote recirculation and cut plasticity waste management, that would see customers in England pay more than for drinks in the shops. Customers will later be capable to complain the cash behind if they back their drinks glass to be processed. Scotland has already announced plans for a deposit account back schema. Time the Welsh gathering is as well looking in the opportunity. How precisely the will job is departure to be consulted on, but we can see to some countries in deposit account back schemes for clues. Down there are 40 countries and 21 US state in several type of deposit account back schema now in transactions. A little additional price, among 8p and 22p, is added to the cost of the SIP, that is later refunded to the client while they get it behind to be processed. In several areas, bottles or cans are undertaken behind to the store they were purchased of. Time in other a web of automatic gallery points named as inverse sale machines include been established. If a client doesn't back a bottling to gather the deposit account, how cash can be taken into account to the producers, retailers, sacrificed to mercy or funneled behind in fleeing the schema. A lot of the comes downward to how the schema is intended, so he's too previous to put a accurate drawing on it. For sample, the expenses assigned to installation a web of inverse sale machines will be various to such assigned to learning current personnel in shops to knob the deposits. Ecological consultants Unimia alleged one car could price £30,000 to purchase, £2,000 to set and else £2,700 a year to work. A division for meal, environmental and village sphere, DIFRA, representative said fact verify, he's essential to recognize how not all deposit account back schemes are the identical. The particular pattern, scale and scope of any schema can include a considerable effect on expenses and will be portion of the advice. Once again, the varies and depends on the style of the schema. In Germany, retailers and the drink production include to carry the expenses and in back are permitted to hold any unused deposits. But in some countries unused deposits pay for the schema immediately. Several countries in deposit account back schemes include a centralized non-profit operational framework how rest the gallery points and conducted behind any cache of unused deposits. In Norway, 95% of all plasticity bottles are now processed, compared in England at the time wherever the bet is 57%. On part of all the plasticity bottles utilized in a year in England are water supply bottles. Comparisons are hard although, common rates of recirculation as well rely on how efficient systems such as the curbside gallery of domestic waste management are. Wales, for sample, has a lot high recirculation bet rather than England. It operates a solitary recirculation framework through the nation quite rather than individual system in each regional credibility region. Nearly all regional authorities in England include curbside collections of plasticity. But the Ecological Auditing Board heard England had a especially top standard of intake of drinks in solitary use plasticity bottles external the household. So this suggests a deposit account schema could be a nice way of growing recirculation in England. At the time, more than rather than 95% of the plasticity bottles how are machined for recirculation include been gathered of households. Down there's not lot testimony to proposed deposit account schemes bring littering. The DIFRA commissioned study told how though same general supposition appears to be how reception a cash or some award will promote consumer to deposit account glass at a gallery spot instead of littering, down there was slight information to supporting the of the 1960s, a cashback deposit account schema was entered in the UK for window bottles, but the dead out in the occurrence of inexpensive plasticity bottles in the 1980s.